Hey, yo, so I said this before, but one of the fundamental differences that Christians have with other religions is our relationship with the law.
Real quick, y'all know what this is, man. It's the Wheelhouse. Like, share, comment, subscribe. But my Muslim friends, we will always have a disagreement when it comes to the identity of Christ. He's more than a messenger, more than a prophet. He is the Son of God. He is Emmanuel, God with us. Y'all check this video out with me and let me know what you think in the comments. Peace.
Hey, yo, so I said this before, but one of the fundamental differences that Christians have with other religions is our relationship with the law. Most religions other than Christianity would tell you that you have to keep the law in order to be righteous. But in Romans 7, Paul talks about us being released from the law. He explains that Jesus did not only come to set us free from the bondage of sin and the penalty of sin, but also he came to set us free from the bondage of not being able to keep the law because of our sinful nature. But in verse 5 in Romans 7, he said something very interesting. He said, our sinful passions have been aroused by the law. What does he mean by that? Just imagine if we're riding on a long road and we love to go fast and we're going 90 plus miles per hour and we see no speed limit signs. We see no signs that say you have to go 50 miles per hour on this road. We're not breaking any law because there is no signs up on this road. But the moment we see a sign that says you have to go 60 miles per hour, that's when our sinful nature will be aroused by that particular law, right? And so that's Paul is basically saying that. Paul is saying when the law was implemented, that's when our sinful natures was aroused. That's when we felt the need to rebel against the law. And he said because of our sinful nature, we're always going to be bound by the law because we cannot keep it perfectly. The problem is not the law. The problem is us. We're not good enough to keep it. But in Romans 7, verse 7, he says something that kind of clears up all what he's trying to explain. He says, am I saying that the law is sin? By no means. For if it had not been for the law, I would have never known that I was in sin. If the law said not to covet, I would never known that I was coveting things, right? And so what he's essentially saying is the law is good because it acts as a mirror, right? If I walk up to a mirror, y'all, and the mirror shows me that my face is dirty, I am not to blame the mirror for showing me my dirtiness, right? But in the same way, if I walk up to the mirror and the mirror shows me that I'm dirty, I should not look to the mirror to clean me. In order for me to be made clean, I have to leave that mirror, turn from that mirror, and go to another source to be made clean. Well, in the same way, just because the law shows us our sinfulness and shows us our unrighteousness, we should not look for the law or look to law keeping to make us righteous. But we have to turn from the law. We have to turn from our sin and turn to the one who came and lived the life that we couldn't live by keeping the law perfectly. And when we put our hope in him, y'all, that's when we are made righteous. The problem isn't the law. The problem is that we were not good enough to keep the law perfectly. And so somebody had to come and keep the law perfectly on our behalf. And his name was Jesus. Look to him, not the law.